We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today's Jill Friday. She's going to talk about the relationship you need to establish with your seller to get a deal done.
Thank you.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. I'll tell you what, back in the day, it was impossible to find a piece of real estate that has yet to be assigned a mailing address like 123 Main Street. To solve this, we have created and enabled a live database so you can look it up by APN or assessor's parcels number. It is called NeighborScoop and soon to be parcelfact.com. Check us out, neighborscoop.com or parcelfact.com. You can find property in seconds.
Yeah, I have it open on my computer all day long.
Me too.
It's the best thing ever. How we ever got by without it, I don't know. Aaron wrote, "Hi all. So my first mailer is slowly starting to yield some phone calls that aren't hate. I want to ask the group the script you guys have on the first time call. I know Jill has a questions list for new calls, but I'm talking a bit more about building some rapport with the seller. Like I have been getting asked, what do you do? Or why do you want the property? Or what are you going to do with the property? This is what I'm telling people so far. I'm a convenience buyer. That's good. I like that. I provide liquidity to landowners who would like to sell their land relatively quickly. The average days on market for land in America is 235 days. Oh, I didn't know that.
This is a great speech.
This is really cool. Like, all right. So basically 2/3 of a year. Or you can sell it to me. I do some quick due diligence and I can get you a fast close price. So I'd like to possibly assemble more properties like yours and sell them all to one investor who wants the acreage, or I may develop the property myself, make a subdivision, who knows. Can I get some other ideas on what you all do as your intro on the call?"
Okay, I'm going to interject. This is
good.
This is the topic.
I know. You want to just jump in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Today's topic, it's Jill Friday. She's going to talk about the real relationship you need to establish with your seller to get a deal done. This is the meat of the show.
Yeah, this is a perfect little intro because, yeah, I have a checklist when you answer the phone of the questions to ask them, but some people are having other people answer the phone and they don't have time to do a whole little checklist. Just get the beef, the juice there, and you don't have a lot of time when these people call in to win them over. So that's the first thing. So people are concerned about this because it's a big deal. It is a big deal. You spend so much time pricing these offers, getting them out there in these people's hands, these sellers, these owners. They don't even know they're sellers yet, they're owners. They open up your letter and they call you back. First thing we want to do is calm them down, find out if they want to sell, get the property info, see if our number works or what is their number. That's the gist of it, right? And it's easy to write a script. I'm actually working on, and I have written scripts and I have shared those within Land Academy. And it's always tweaking a little bit. I love people. The best thing you can do is take my script and tweak it for whatever makes sense to you. I think that's great. Don't worry too much if it's not you answering the phone. Some people have the luxury of their wife, like on Wednesday, with the Vandervens, she can answer the phone. I know other people that do it in
She's
the
running
past.
a company
We
now,
did.
by the way.
Yeah, I answered the phone, and then but there's times that you have to remove yourself. You're too busy. You need to be doing other things. So don't worry too much about someone else answering the phone. You just need to make sure you arm them with the right questions and they know what they're doing and what's coming at them. So, and they have the right personality. You can't have, like, could you imagine if I had my dad or your dad answering the phone?
Oh my
That would
gosh.
never work. You can't do that. Don't ask your retired father to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Your dad, it would all go to voicemail and your dad would say, I'm out after, 3 calls. So that won't work. But so that's why it's good to have either you or a professional service because that's what they do. They do screen people. And I am working on creating that. It's going to happen this year. The timing, we're not sure about. So Jill Live is in the works. Now, the first thing is, you have to establish this relationship with the seller. So I just talked about whether it's you or somebody else, it's going to be okay. Here's why. You arm them with the right question. Either you ask the right questions initially or they ask the right questions, and then it gets to you. I'm going to talk about the latter because that's normally what people are doing. Most people have a call service answering these questions, and then it gets to them. I want you to be quick on this. You need to get back to these people. Don't wait a week. Don't wait 2 weeks. Don't wait whatever you know. You need to be responsive and fast and call them like, hey, usually it's at the end of the day, and you should have a scheduled time like the next day that you're calling these people back, and now they're really hearing from you. And they love this. This is again part of this relationship that you're establishing with this owner, soon to be seller, hopefully, to you. That's the goal here. Hi, I know you talked to my team. You don't have to say the name even. That's all they care about. Hey, I know you talked to my team yesterday about this property that I want to buy from you. I have some questions. I got this, and this. Can you tell me a little more about the taxes? Where do you stand on that? Can you tell me about, I was looking it up on the map. I have some questions about access, whatever it is. And as you're calling them back, you're going to build a rapport with them. You've done some homework already. When you call them back the next day, you caught them off guard, even if they were mad. They don't have time to be mad now. And you can really start to talk with them. My third point, and I'm kind of going through the points here, giving you a little bit of what I mean by that, and then I'm going to let you ask me some questions.
Oh, sure.
If that's okay. My third thing is you need to befriend them. You need to be transparent with them, like these questions they may ask you, and you need to be honest. And the question that was posed to us earlier on this show is perfect. I liked his answer. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I don't want you to do this. Don't lie to them and say, oh, I'm moving there. That's not nice, and that's not good. You want to say, look, yeah, I'm a buyer. I got a bunch of different people too that are looking for property in the area. I do this quick. This is my business. I've been doing it for years, or I've been doing it for 5 minutes. Either way, you can be honest about it. Like, I'm new to this business. I love land.
Yeah, that's good.
And when people hear that, they're like, oh, okay, that's good. Because you do. Because if you're in our world, you gotta love it. Because we're a little kooky. People don't get us. We're not kooky, but we're a pretty niche community, and I do love land. By the way, I love it. There's so many properties that I do want to keep, and we can't do that anyway. So, please ask me some questions.
A couple comments before I ask you. Number one, you're not going to trick anyone into selling you land.
No.
In fact, you just
don't
have
even
to
try.
be completely honest about everything.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a land reseller in the area.
Yep.
And I love land in West Texas or wherever the property is.
Yep.
Jill's right. I personally, the question that happened at the beginning of the episode here, that's just too much. I'm not a big fan of explaining. I think that, in fact, that's how I write. I write big, long, huge things, and then I condense it down into 3 sentences. And the sentences for me would be, I'm a land reseller. I'm buying a bunch of properties in the area.
And I love yours.
Yeah, and yours is great, or it seems like it's great. If you're interested in just getting it out of your life, I'd be happy to do that for you.
Yep, less is more, definitely. That's in that situation.
My question to you, Jill, is are you aware of, is it intentional that you're establishing trust with these people? Do you intentionally do it? Because
Yes.
that is the result.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yes. Here's how I do it. Whether I'm talking to a seller or I'm talking to a buyer, I'm trying to see if we're a good fit. And I am very honest with whatever it is. If I really have problems with a property, for example, like, here's how I establish trust. A couple ways. Number one is I follow through with what I say. Hey, it's going to take me 24 hours. Actually, you know what? It's going to take me a little more than 24 hours. What are you doing? Can I call you on Tuesday?
Tuesday at 3.
Exactly. And what time is best for you, kind of thing, and then work around them, kind of thing. Follow through. I'm really clear and honest about that. Trying to think what else.
In its simplest form, what this requires for you to accomplish this, it requires a phone call back.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of properties, a number of times Jill and I collectively or individually have called back on a property and the seller says, yeah, I was trying to do a deal with somebody else and they just won't call me back. So sure, let's put it together.
Yeah.
A lot of times the offer is higher than ours. And so in the simplest form, you have to really call everybody back and you have to enjoy talking on the phone with people. Yeah. I don't. I don't. Jill does.
And you have to, this is all ended on this because it's Friday.
I think it's
Friday and it's a holiday now.
This topic is one of our most popular topics right now. Hey, Jill, how do you do this?
Well, and one of the ways that I want to say is you have to, like you say, enjoying it. Here's one of the ways that I enjoy it. I think of this person like they're my mom, like they're my dad, like they're my grandparent, like they're my brother, whoever it is. I think of them like that. And how would I want them to be spoken to and their questions answered? Especially people, like so many times, this is a common thing. You're new to this business and these calls are coming in and you don't want to sound like you don't know anything. And people get afraid. And so guess what? You'd be surprised, but you know more than they do. So you need to kind of, don't worry about that. Chill out about it. And then especially what I want to make sure you don't do, because I've seen people do this, take this air of authority too. Now that you know that, doesn't put you up here and them down there.
Yeah.
Because that's a fastest way to not get a deal done.
Yep.
If you like say, you know, hey, look, I know this area like the back of my hand and this is all it's worth. This is all you're going to get. Could you imagine? And that's all I'm doing.
Well, you're
sign it and send it in.
Very short career.
Exactly.
And anything, by the way. And you're going to have that's not how you manage people either.
You need to listen to them. And they're like, I thought it was like, you know. And I know you're talking to me about the guy down the street. And I looked at that property. And did you know that it has a barn and it has 2 wells and it's being farmed right now? Oh, so there's a little, and so then you can see why there's a little bit of a difference in what I would pay for that property and what I would pay for the one you have. So that's just why. Then, okay, now I get it. And you're nice about it. You don't have to be snotty about it. So, you have minutes. What you really need to remember is you have to come out of the gate with a good attitude and get it across. And that's your tone and how you talk to them and how you listen and all of those things. I think that's good. Do you want me to add any more? Do you think
Jill's a natural at this?
Yeah.
And she's actually, in my opinion, a natural teacher to teach how to do it. It's very unusual. And so I urge you to self-assess. Urge you, especially if you're not a Land Academy member yet.
That's good.
Assess your skills. You might be a Jack, you might be a Jill, you might be a little bit of both. I can do Jill's job. I'm not as good at it, but I've done it. I did it and put food on the table for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And now we have a lot more food on the table because of Jill. So you really need to assess what you want to do and what you want. Mm-hmm. Because if you're not a phone person like me, it's only a matter of time before you give up and you stop returning those calls. So you need to really have an honest conversation with yourself.
Yeah. If you can't find it in you to get there, you know you're losing deals, get a partner.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Even if you have Pat Live, we're going to end it on this. So you have Pat Live or Jill Live, somebody answering your phones. And then the person who calls them back is your business partner, but you're behind the scenes doing all the other stuff. That's what
Chasing Zero is from yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, I knew I didn't like it back when I was doing it. And probably subconsciously we got together and started working together because I'm watching you do it, saying, I don't have to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm. Some of the best stories I have of people that do this phenomenally well just have this calm self-confidence and know that whatever they don't know, they can say, you know what, I'll find out. And they're just fun, happy people.
Me too.
And people want to be around them and they want to talk to them. And then they kill it.
It's well said.
That's the best. So if that's you, by the way, you're in the right place.
Absolutely.
And that's what you should
You can find a Jack anywhere if you're a Jill.
Thank you. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Join us next week for another interesting episode. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
This was a good week.
It was.
It was a good week of shows. We actually had a lot of, some weeks, you may or may not know this, but some weeks I get off the podcast and I go, did we answer the question? Or I self-assess myself and I go, did I get my point across? Do I think I made sense? And not always do I feel like I got it across like I wanted to, but I think I did this week. I feel really good about our shows this week, and I know we're helping people.
Me too. Yeah. Good work, Joe.
Thank you very much. By the way, it's here. Happy Friday. I know it's a holiday weekend and you're all on your way out having fun. So don't forget, enrollment is open and there's a special going on that ends on Monday. I think it's Monday on the holiday. So if you want to get in on this, Land Academy's here and we're hooking you up. we are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.